Do you want to make a fully functional and fun video game using AI in less than 30 minutes? I'll show you step by step how you can do it right now. I'm not saying that you're going to have production quality code in a game you can sell in 30 minutes. Here's what this is for. Have you ever had a unique or really cool idea for a game? What if you could play pinball against someone else, 1v1 at the same time? Maybe you wanted to see if something like this would be fun. You can use AI and just put something together really fast. If you want to make an award-winning game, you should probably learn the concepts of game design, software development, and so on. But if you want to get started right now, follow along here. First thing we are going to do is give ChatGPT this specific prompt. You're going to want to do a prompt just like this because it's going to make it a lot easier to get what you want. I want to create a insert type of game using Python and Pygame. You can switch this to whatever you want, and then provide further details as desired. I am using insert operating system, so I'm using Linux for mine. You could use Windows. Make sure all dependencies are installed, or walk you through how to install them, and please place this game in this folder. So you tell them what folder you want it in so it knows the path. Talk to me like I'm a high school computer student. So not like a kid and not like an advanced programmer. This is going to be the most efficient. It's going to take longer. Act as an automation expert and a senior game design architect. Break the process into small, clear steps with short responses. Each step should explain one task or action. If I need to do something independently, like downloading assets, tell me what to do and then wait until I confirm that I'm done. Avoid overwhelming me with too many steps. That's a common challenge I see with AI, especially when you're programming something. It'll give you like 20 steps and different options. I just want a more concise answer. And then let's incrementally test each feature that we add. So in case we break something, we'll know what broke the game. Step 1, we're going to set up the project structure, provide a script to create the project structure. So like folders for assets, sprites, scripts, sounds. If you're on Linux or Windows, the command's going to be a little different, but basically we're going to try to automate this as much as possible. Using Python, we'll set up the game with Pygame. We'll get the basic working game running. Step 3, generate the placeholder assets. So it'll help me create the sprites and the sounds to be used in this game, and then explain where to save these. Step 4, integrate the sprites and assets into the game. Step 5, add more things to the game to make it better. Step 6, enhance the experience. Clean up and polish the game a little bit. Alright, so I gave the prompt to ChatGPT. I want to create a mini golf game using Python and Pygame. It's 2D, it's fun, involves an arrow to help you know where you're aiming the ball, and you use spacebar to hit the ball. I'm using Linux as my operating system. Alright, so step 1, set up the project structure. So you can do this right alongside me, assuming you use the same prompt as me. So we're going to set up the folder structure for this project. Alright, so what we're going to do is see this script. This is just some code that's going to run on the computer. It's going to create these folders. Let's copy the code, and this is going to be similar on Windows. So I'm just going to create this file that they want me to create. So on Linux this would be touch setup. So for you it might be .bat if you're on Windows. So this is just a file that runs commands basically. And you could create this on the UI, but I'm doing it all in the command line because I want to show you how easy it can be. So we're just going to open this setup project.net if we want. So we open that. We're just going to paste the code in there and just save that file. I could do cat. I could just show the contents of the file. Stuff is in there. Now we're going to run that script. Setup project. And boom, we have the output. Show. We have the mini golf folders created. We got assets, scripts. We got our whole folder structure created without even having to click on anything. We just run some code. So that's pretty awesome. You know what? I'm not going to be too fancy. I am going to follow it. So I go to the games folder. Here's the setup project. So you can click on that. And that's the code for it. And then here's the mini golf folder. We have the assets, background, sound, sprites. And we have scripts where our game code is going to go. So that looks good. Okay, now let's make sure we have the dependencies. Do we have everything installed that we need to run and make this game? I have Python. Do I have Pygame? We can use ImageMagick later to manipulate images. I already know I have this stuff installed. We'll just do that. Okay, we got Python 3. We got that, and let's make sure we have Pygame. We're good to go with the dependencies. Ready for step 2. This is great. It's not just giving you 50 steps at once and then you might miss a step because it's so long. You're just doing one at a time, so it's easy to keep track of what you've done. Alright, great. We got the directory structure, we got the structure of our project, we have the prerequisites, and now we're going to get some basic code to run our game to make sure everything was set up so far. So we're going to create our Python script in the scripts folder. We're going to add code to create the game window where you see the game play, and we'll have a green background since this is going to be like mini golf. This is going to be turf. I'm going to do this the easy way, so we go into scripts and we'll just do a new document, text file, main dot. Alright, we'll go into there, paste the code that they told us and save it. Great. Here's basically what the code's doing. It's initializing the Pygame. It's setting up the level, basically, for screen color me. Here's the game window size. This is a label, a title at the top of it. There's gonna be a clock, and nothing else can happen. This is just the basics. Test it. So we'll go to our terminal, and Windows will have a terminal too, don't worry. So we're going to change directories to the scripts, and then we're gonna do Python 3 main. Okay, great. It works, it starts up, and we have a green level. Let's move on to the next step. Oh yeah, and the reason I wanted to make a mini golf game is because mini golf's fun and be a reasonably interesting game to make. It's not too simple where you're just jumping over stuff and it's not too advanced. I think it's a perfect kind of game for this. Alright, step 4, we're going to generate some placeholder asset, like the golf ball, the hole, and a background. So we need to get golf ball PNG, hole PNG, and background PNG. So you have different options for this. You can use image generation tool to generate these. So I'm going to try to generate them because I want to be as automated and simple and easy as possible for this. So I'm just telling ChatGPT, hey, instead of me doing this, can we just generate these images? Now it's giving me a script that we can run to generate these sprites for us. Let's run that script then, okay? Rename this. We'll call it generate assets.sh. Alright, so we got this script, and that's going to generate our sprites for us, the golf ball, the hole, and the background. So we're just going to save this, and we're going to run this script. Generate assets. Let's make sure and verify that these things exist. Alright, so there's the golf ball. Great. And let's do this on the UI so you can see. So look, okay, I've got a background. That looks pretty cool. And this is just a start. Get something working, and then you can iterate on it over time to make it better. Sprites. So we got the hole, cool, and we got the golf ball, cool. We're going to incorporate these and put them in the game. So copy the code, go to the main, and look, we ran into our first error. Error. This is bound to happen. Usually ChatGPT can fix it. Let's tell him what we found. Cool. Let's run this. Alright, we got our game. Looks like the hole is back there behind this tree. Cool, let's do the next step. It's working. As you can see, this step-by-step is good because otherwise, if you run into problems when you make 12 changes, you're going to be like, okay, what just happened? It'll take you forever to fix it. It's giving us new code. So now we're going to add the aiming arrow that I mentioned that I wanted, how to control where you're aiming, the physics for the ball movement, and using the space bar to hit the ball, and then some physics stuff like collisions with the walls and friction. So let's take the updated code, let's run it. See? It's working so far. It looks like the controls aren't perfect. It's all being controlled by the mouse click, which maybe is fine. And also the tree doesn't do anything, which is fine. And the hole is not taking my ball. It's pretty good so far. Mouse click should only control arrow. Alright, let's fix that. I can fix that. So copy the new code. So we're just setting the controls. Spacebar should be what hits the ball. Got it. So let's paste the new code in, run it again. Alright, okay, it's getting close, but the problem is the arrow disappears, so you might forget where you're aiming. But arrow should not disappear after click. Arrow should stay until after ball is hit. So some of the logic things you have to decide for yourself, so you still gotta be thinking a little bit. But how much you leverage AI depends on what you want. You can get pretty involved and use your technical skills, or if you don't really know much about this stuff, you can still get a working game just asking ChatGPT what to do. The good thing is it's not as hard. You don't have to be a programmer, you just have to know in English or whatever language what you want to do. So this is good. The arrow is still there. The arrow left but the arrow comes back once the ball is stationary. That's what I wanted. Let's try bank shot. Boom. Great. And then, okay, next, ChatGPT. We're gonna add obstacles and walls. Cool, cool. You can see the coordinates for the walls. You got the collisions programmed in there, ball size, some physics stuff, and before we even add images or sprites, we just have brown for rocks and logs, gray for walls. Let's test this out before we get more advanced. Oh, got a problem. ChatGPT, fix it. Try again. All right, here we go. We got some obstacles. Oh no, we're stuck. We are stuck right now. Very stuck. So it looks like the collisions were not ideal with the gray border wall. So let's see if ChatGPT was able to fix that. Okay. Actually looks like all the collisions are broken. Oh, there we go. Very good. Oops. Alright, so the collisions are working. We're going to move on to the next step, which should include border walls around the outside of the hole, and the hole should catch the ball. So now to add the walls around the whole course, they're giving me some specific steps. Okay, so the walls list, we're just going to place that with the new one. Just throw it right here. So the main loop, we'll just copy the main loop. Alright, here we go. Got the collisions working. Cool, the collisions are working nicely to try to aim at the hole. Boom! Hole in one. So the game is pretty much working. Alright, we're going to add some scoring and level progression. So let's see how it goes. So instead of changing a piece of code, they're just giving me the whole thing. Hopefully that doesn't break something. Remember, we can always go back to the last iteration. Here's level 2. Let's try to get outside the level. Let's test the border. Oh, okay, good. I gotta seriously start trying. I was just testing the level, you guys. I swear I'm a little better than this, maybe. The variety is here. The obstacles change. Let's have the background for each level be different. I can put 9 images in there. Let's see what happens. So we're just gonna spiff it up now. I basically just told it, hey, let's add some backgrounds in there for each level so it can be a little different, a little variety. Just gonna paste in the code that supports using different backgrounds. And what I did was I just opened another ChatGPT window. I just told it, hey, generate a mini golf background for 2D game. Image should be 800 by 600 pixels. And then I told it to do a variety of different ones, like a forest one, an arid region, Arctic. So we got a bunch of PNG files. So we'll just move those into here. Now let's try running the game. And let's see if those backgrounds appear. Alright, we're playing the game, we're having fun. Oh, now we're on level 2. Background's a little different. Very cool looking course. Now we're on level 3. The terrain is a little different. It's a desert looking place. Very cool. Alright, we're on level 4. It's another background entirely. Here's level 5. I believe it's just taking a random one of the backgrounds at will. Now I will obtain game music and a sound effect for ball going in hole. Tell me what to name files and where to put files. So we're gonna add some sound effects. Now I gotta find game music. We're gonna go to Udio. I've used this before. I had the paid plan, so I'm willing to spend a little money to get something out of this. 2D 1990s arcade game music. Fun, adventure, mini golf. I do like Udio, I've used it before. If you want to see me using Udio more in depth, I did a video a couple months ago. You can check my channel. I did how to make a music video using nothing but AI. We used AI to create the song, which actually has lyrics, and we used AI to create the images and the video. Alright, so we got some electronic music. We'll just download that just because we want something. MP3, download. We're gonna call this gamemusic.mp3 game music. Put that in sounds. So we're gonna use something called SFXR. But you can download the sound effects for your game from any source you want. You can buy them from places, but I'm gonna make one here. So we're going to keep testing this here. Turn the volume down a little bit. So we'll just save this sound. Let's incorporate these into the game. Also randomize the obstacle and randomize the hole location per hole as well as the starting point. Boom. Alright, now we're going to put the code in that will use our game sound and our ball going in the hole sound. The updated code, we'll copy that, paste it in here, the sound works. So the sound is definitely working. So we got some game music. If you like it or not, boom. And I have the whole location and the starting point location randomized, so sometimes you might get lucky and have an easy one. The obstacle locations are also more randomized. That was a good one, wasn't it? Oh no, that's not good. I'm just playing the game. I'm on the desert hole. This game is quite a lot of fun. Alright, now the next thing, we're gonna add just a few more cool sprites to the levels to kind of spiff it up, and these sprites are going to be part of the level. There's going to be collisions around them, so they're going to be affecting the game. I will place sprites in the sprites folder called rock sprite png, log sprite png, and tree sprite png. Let's do mushroom sprite.png. Make these randomly added to a level. Their size is cropped to the exact size of the needed collision box size. Let's see what it does. So while it's doing that code, I'm going to show you, you can use various tools. You can manually do this. I'm just going to use the Photoshop Online. Since I'm on Linux, I don't have it installed on my computer. But we'll just do new mushrooms. So we'll just upload this mushroom picture. ChatGPT to generate this, I just said generate me a sprite of a fun mushroom with a white background. The white background means it'll be easy to remove the background and make it a PNG, which we can use in our game. So right now I'm just uploading that into Photoshop. All we're going to do is remove the white background, crop it to the right size, export it, put it in the folder of our game, the sprites folder, and once ChatGPT has the updated script expecting that sprite, it's going to work. We're going to update our code to expect our new sprites. So we're going to load our sprite assets. It wants us to edit the code directly. So after we load the golf ball and whole sprites, load the other stuff. Cool. I'm trying not to use any programming expertise. I'm trying to do this the easiest as possible so you don't have to be a programmer to make a game this way. I'll just tell them, hey, give me the entire updated main game loop. Alright, so remove background. I just did this same process for the rock and the log. I know there's more advanced ways to do this. Like, I've made a couple little games in Unity. You can draw the collisions very specifically with like points, make the contour, or you can make the collisions perfect, or you can have a box shape. I'm just going to do a box to keep it simple because it's Pygame. I don't want you to have to download Unity or anything for that. But that could be something to do in the future. Can we use AI to boost our efficiency when making more advanced video game? Probably. Perfect. Sprites are added. Let's try out the game. I'm imagining there's probably going to be an issue. I probably screwed up something because I'm doing it as fast as possible for you guys. Looks like the sprites are way too big. Make the sprite small for rock, log, mushroom. I'm trying to keep this simple, but as you go along, the more stuff you add to the game, the more decisions you're going to have to make. If you don't have any experience with this, you'll have to work a little harder, but don't worry, you can always ask ChatGPT for guidance. I just have to edit some of the code like ChatGPT tells me. We're going to run this game. This is about a half hour of work, so it's not going to be exactly amazing. But just to show you, imagine if you used Unity or another sort of game engine besides Pygame, you could have some pretty awesome fun game in maybe 10 hours of work. Look at this, we got a proof of concept, we tested a mini golf game like this, and it worked out pretty well. Oops, we got a bug. So it's not without bugs. Sometimes the collisions are weird. We have to make sure that nothing blocks the hole, because these are randomly placed things. Like that object is blocking the hole. There we go. I can fix that. Alright, so here is our demonstration. It's not going to be perfect, but considering we only spent like a half hour getting this proof of concept together, I think this was a success. And we didn't use one of those web tools that just makes it all for you immediately. We did a lot of the work. We just used AI to make it faster. That's an easy hole. See how the background's changing? This is like the desert one. Got a mushroom there. We got these brown auto-generated barriers. Hole 7. There's going to be 9 holes to this level. So now we're going to try to get past all these things in our way. See if we can do it. There we go. That's a good bounce. Now we're going to line it up and take the shot. We're on hole 8 now. And the last hole, the water level. Yes, we did it. You completed the game. That's awesome. Alright guys, if you want to get this prompt for yourself, you can check out the link below in the description. I decided I'll just give it to you on my webpage. If you want to see how you can use AI to control your computer like a human would, check out my video right about here, where I will show you how you can do it with Claude AI computer control. And of course, if you are enjoying videos like this and you want practical AI tips that can help you on a daily basis, then subscribe below. That's it.